What's up, guys? Walking through the streets of Porto Alegre right now, and I wanted to hit you with some knowledge about starting your day off the right way. This is really going to have an impact on you. It's going to have an impact on your entire day, and if you do it every day, it's going to compound and have an entire effect on your entire life. So what I'm talking about here is what you do when you first wake up. I'm going to give you some tips, things you can do that'll really push you over the edge, and it's going to make your day so much easier. But it starts whenever you wake up. That minute, that instant, that moment, whenever you wake up is the most important decision you're going to make. That is the most important decision you're going to make all day. What happens is you get hit with that fatigue, that thought process of maybe I should go back to bed. Let me just hit snooze on the alarm clock. I'll do it tomorrow. All of these are your brain trying to fight you. You're trying to stay in, what's it called, equilibrium. Your body wants to stay in equilibrium. And the problem with this is that, well, nothing stays in equilibrium. You're either decaying or you're progressing, So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna give you some quick tips of what you can do in order to bounce yourself out of equilibrium and get yourself moving. And you're gonna see it day one. You'll have a huge, profound effect on your entire day after this. So without further ado, let's get into the tips. All right, so tip number one, don't give yourself time between your first alarm and your last alarm. I know a lot of people, and I've done it myself, where you really need to wake up at 7, so you set your alarm for 6, just so you can go back to bed for 30 minutes. This is a horrible idea. This, again, will encourage you to kind of be more lazy and it'll be easier for you to kind of fall into that trap of staying stagnant, because that first moment you're like, oh, I'm going back to sleep. That's going to induce that laziness immediately. So what you should do instead is just set it for 6:30. Allow yourself to sleep that extra 30 minutes. Tip two is going to be put your phone in another room, or at least across the room. So you have to get up out of bed in order for you to turn it off. I've found success when I put it in a different room, and then I chill in that room. You can sit down if you want for a little bit. I know there's like a little bit of a groggy feeling, so that's all good if that's what you want to do. Put your phone in another room, so you have to go and get it. And tip number 3, do 5 difficult things in the morning. For me, this is something like going to the gym, stretching, running, taking a cold shower. You choose. What's something you would define as difficult? Maybe you're working on your side project, you need to work on it for 5 minutes or something. Whatever you define as difficult, I want you to do 5 hard things that are hard for you to do. And what this is going to do is it's going to train your brain that you're like, oh, I just did 5 hard things. I just sat in the sauna and meditated for 20 minutes. I just went to the gym. I did all this stuff before I even needed to start my 9-to-5 job. It's going to have a profound impact, I promise you. So let's review real quick. We have, don't put gaps in your time between the time you need to wake up and your first alarm. Put your phone in another room. That's number 2. And number 3 is going to be do 5 hard things. But honestly, these are 3 tips that you can implement today. And here's a little bonus tip. I'll give you a little bonus tip right here. When you're going to bed, tell yourself it's going to be hard, because it will be difficult. It's not going to be easy for you to get out of bed, to do those things. I know this for myself. So what I do is before I go to bed, I'm like, hey, it's going to be difficult, but you can do it. You got this. So that's that. So speaking of difficult things, about to go to my gym right here. So just arrived, so perfect timing. Those are 3, I guess technically 4, difficult things that you can do to have a better day, and it's going to compound, I promise you. I want you to comment below, what are the 5 things you do in the morning that you think would be difficult, but you could do first thing in the morning? Other than that, like, share, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. I'll talk to you guys on the other side.